What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian.
And I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Who are you, Blues fan? We're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
Presented by Scott Credit Union.
Your Blue Note Fan Report you haven't seen in a while. Hello, hello, hello. Are you out there? Are you listening? Are you paying attention? I don't know if you are or not, but I am here. I am back. I don't know why, but I am. Kind of doing a special, doing today's game. I don't know, guys. I've had a rough week. Some of you may have seen some of my Facebook posts. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Yesterday was the 34th anniversary of the start of hostilities for the Gulf War, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, right? And I guess that's probably what's been hitting me this last week, and still struggling through it, but I'm going to try and do a game for you guys today. I was going to be working, but I can't be behind the wheel of a car right now. I don't feel comfortable. And so I'm going to be here with you guys. What do you say there? Are you happy? You sad? You mad? You glad? What's your feelings on that? I did get to watch the two games the Blues played against Calgary, and I was excited. I like what we saw. And you know, I'm doing a lot of the ands today, and one of the things that I said, and I said for a very, very long time, is that the defense is not a problem of this team. That this team, its issue has been offense, and it's been offense for a while, right? When you play a defensive-minded game, you get into that defensive mind. I know, kind of hate the duality there, or the repeat there, but you get into that mindset and it's really, really hard to get out. And you're seeing now this team starting to get out of that. Now, I know in that first game that they won 1-0 with Hoffer in net. Some people weren't, you're not going to win games 1-0. You're not. Or it was 2-1, but that was actually a game they needed to win. That style, right? That was a playoff style game from the puck drop. That was a playoff style game, and they needed that. They needed it. They needed to show that themselves that they could win it. They needed that internal fortitude, that knowledge of, okay, this is a team that we could, this is a team that's a playoff team, and we need to know that we can play a playoff team like this. And I thought in both games, for me, they outplayed Calgary from puck drop to puck drop to final whistle. Now, you may not agree with me, and that's fine. I mean, you're going to have moments there where you get outplayed a little bit, but overall, even when that game got tied up, I never once thought that they were going to lose that game. I didn't feel they were going to lose that game, even with it tied up, because it just felt like they were going to keep coming. They were going to keep pushing. They were going to keep pushing. Now, we have the guy that writes for Last Word on Sports. I think it's Last Word on Sports. He's in my group. I forget his name. I probably have to look it up here real quick. Let me see if I can look it up and get it. He wrote an article about the possibility of Ryan O'Reilly coming back. And I will tell you right off the get-go, that is a no-go for me, right? Absolute no-go for me. It's Andrew, I think. Andrew Willis, I think is his name. I want to make sure I get this right. Oh, by the way, Chris, happy birthday to my buddy here in Hawaii. It's his birthday today. He does he has a cat rescue here. Robert May is his brother, and I know he puts it in my group, and at one time I was taking him out, but I've decided not to do that anymore. I kind of backed off on that because I understand what he's doing, and I don't have a problem with it because I know who he is and I know where this is going. But for the most part, GoFundMe's and things like that are not allowed in the group. You need to talk to me ahead of time before you put something like that in the group. But Roberts, I'm okay with. So Andrew Willis, for Last Word on Hockey, a St. Louis Blues reunion would require a few steps. And he goes, he says on the post, I'm not saying the Blues should bring back ORR, but I'm saying it's possible. I don't think it is, to be honest. Right? I honestly don't think it's possible. And I don't think that the Blues are shopping that. I don't think that they would be shopping that. Hi, Gloria. How are you? Long time no see. Thank you. But no to coming back. Wayne says he's always with you, guy. I appreciate Wayne. Thank you. AC Generator Aura has no desire to come back and likely not a fit with the vibe of the current. See, I agree with that. Right? I agree with that completely. Here's my thing. Right? It's not ORR coming back. It's what's coming in. Right? Snugard, Steinberg. Steinberg had a goal in his very first AHL game today. Very first AHL game, he had a goal. You have Dvorsky. One other player's like on the cusp of really being up. Who's the other guy that's down there? Not Tucker. Who's the one that was playing with us? Kessel, right? Kessel is an NHL level defenseman. He's at bottom 4, but he's an NHL level defenseman playing in the minor leagues. You know, the style of play that we have, right? And then somebody wrote, and I'm not going to say who. If you are on my group, you've seen it. You know that Sundqvist, Walker, and one other player. She would want Ryan O'Reilly over them, and I was not on board with that. Hold on. I got to try and get in here to the comments. Let me okay. I'd rather have ORR than Walker, Sonny, or Josephs. So those are pieces that can be booted or scratched. Well, first of all, Walker, I didn't agree. Sonny and Joseph, okay, I agree with that, but I don't agree with Walker. I wasn't the one that laughed at it. Good, because she might get mad at me. But when it comes down to it, I like Walker and the way what he brings to the lineup. It's not always going to be on the scoreboard. I even said this. When Walker's in the lineup, you know what you're going to get every day. I can't see Yossi either. I'd rather have Forsberg from the Preds. We need a top 6 left wing. I think what we need is just a readjustment of our lines, right? I know that Kyrou, Holloway, and Shin line has been clicking lately, but Kyrou, Shin, Holloway. I always felt that you could have put, like, I would have rather seen that top line be Neighbors, Thomas, Kyrou. The second line being Bushnevich, Shin, and Saad. And at third line being let me look at the lines here real quick to make sure I don't screw this up, which I probably will, but let me kind of look, see if I can find my X on here. Hold on. I don't have anything up that I need up. Boy, I suck, don't I? Let's see here. Dun 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 dun. I thought I had an X, but I don't. Here we go. Is that X? No, that's not X. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So, here's the lines. I'll go over the lines real quick. Right. We have Thomas, Bushnevich, and Neighbors. That's been a good line. Shen, Holloway, and Kyrou has been a good line. Walker, Sundqvist, Bolduc, and then Torpachenko, Fosca, Joseph. Saad is out again. I'm okay with that. But see, I would make some shifts to this. I would put Kyrou up there where Bushnevich is, drop Bushnevich down. I would put God, I want to drop Holloway down. I would drop Walker down, bring Joseph off, and have Holloway, Bolduc, and Saad on that third line, right? I want that youth and speed on that third line. And I because I think Bolduc would get more out of being with somebody like Saad and Holloway than he is going to be with Walker and Sundqvist. I don't mind Walker up on that line because I think you can switch him out. But again, you're at the same time, Walker can score at times, but he hasn't been the greatest scorer. And by the way, Tad Dieterman, thank you. Don't forget, if you're watching me on Facebook, put that thumb in the air. We really, really, really appreciate it. Fowler and Parayko, Boberg, Falk, Suter, and Tucker. I will say this right off the bat. Bennington's in net. I will say this right off the bat. I was wrong about Fowler. Fowler has come in and fit in perfectly with this group. Now, overall, right? Overall, he did not fit in with he didn't fit in with the what this group wants to be. The young, getting younger, But he didn't fit in with the vision, but he's fitting in with what's there. He's absolutely fitting in with what's there. I can't complain at all, right? And these guys are playing a really good style of offense that is helping the defense. Even freaking the last time I did a show, I talked about this. Our buddy in The Athletic, he wrote about it, right? And I've been saying it. Everybody is still with Kyrou, man. I don't understand the Kyrou hate. I actually do understand it, right? Unfortunately, I do understand it. And there's too many people that drink the Kool-Aid. And when you drink the Kool-Aid, it rottens your brain, and I don't drink the Kool-Aid. I think you guys know that. And since I don't drink the Kool-Aid, I don't see Kyrou. I don't go at Kyrou and go, oh, he's got to play more defense. He's got to be more. No, he doesn't. He's got to shoot the damn puck, just like Parayko. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. Parayko. Thank you, guy. Thank you for the last game. There was a comment. I'm going to see if I can find it here. The comment was by Montgomery. And let me see. I got to go to my notifications. And when I read this quote, one thing came to mind. Oh, by the way, I wanted to get me the Jake Neighbors sign language hat. They were sold out the day they came out. Sold out. Here we go. I'm looking for this quote from that game. Give me a second. Basically, I can't find the quote. It might not have been Rutherford that put it up. But Montgomery was asked if he said something to Parayko about shooting more, and he basically said, I only had one conversation with him. I told him, keep doing what you're doing. And it reminded me of that song, You Say It Best When You Say Nothing at All. And by not saying anything to Parayko about his shooting, oh my goodness, Parayko starts shooting. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You tell me. Come on, guys. Look, I know you might be cooking or might be doing something else, but take a moment, step over, make a comment, walk away, but help me out. Don't make me all here all by myself talking and yakking, and that's when I really struggle, is when it's just me talking and there's zero comments, right? Like there has been a comment for 7 minutes. That's hard for me to continue talking if I'm not getting anything up. And I'm just being honest, right? I think it was Lou Corrick that put that quote out. I'd have to go. Oh, Snugard, that's a nice goal. Holloway is going to become, when you look at that, the signings, right? When you hear, a lot of people talk about the, what do you call it? Offer sheets. I actually think the Holloway offer sheet is going to be more important than the first one, the defenseman, and I can't think of his name right now. Yes, I'm Boberg. I think that was the more important of the two signings. I really do think that Holloway is going to come away from this being, Holloway's going to gain a lot more out of it than Boberg will. I'm seeing it. Here it is. With Parayko making it a point of emphasis to shoot pucks more, I asked Montgomery if he had these conversations with him to keep shooting. I think I've had one conversation with him since I've been here, and I grabbed him after about 7 games and I said, hey, I haven't talked to you much because you don't change a thing. That's the only thing I said. I think he's taken it upon himself to shoot more. He's a player that you can tell by the way he's playing that he wants to play playoff hockey. He wants to play meaningful hockey. He's leading us that way. You say it best when you say nothing at all. I mean, that's what I hear out of that comment. Do you? Do you hear the same thing? Because that's what I'm seeing. Right? Monty didn't go up to him. And how many times have we heard the coaches have said, told him, shoot more, shoot more, shoot more. And here he goes, gets a coach saying, you know what, just do your game. Just do what you do. Don't change anything. And he goes, oh, maybe I should shoot more. Right? That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Oh, my goodness. I know you guys haven't missed me, but it's good to be back. Thank you for those that are here. I appreciate you greatly. You are good friends and that, and I think all of you understand kind of what I was going through, and that I needed some time, and I appreciate that. It takes a lot to be able to accept that. You know, that doesn't just there's a lot of things going on right now where people are just not accepting what someone's going through, you know, you know, I get it, you know, it's to each his own, whatever you want to say, but for you guys to really, you know, pay attention and say, okay, you know what, he needs it. I'm not gonna bang on him. I'm not gonna, you know, harp on him. I'm just gonna let him have his time. I appreciate that. I really, really do. All right. AC said he heard the same quote. I think Pareko's fine. I think Pareko's healthy. I think that has a lot more to do with it. I think a lot of the reason for him not shooting as much was his back. Because and you watch his shot, his back is a large portion of his shot. If he couldn't, you know, if every time he went to turn, you know, he felt like he was going to tweak something, right? That has a lot to do with it. I know, Kevin, and I appreciate it, man. I do, and I appreciate it, bud. I really do. All right. I appreciate all you guys watching the show tonight. You know, uh, sometimes I just gotta back off. Right. I know not everybody's on Facebook. I posted it on Facebook. Um, I don't know if I've shown this on this app before. I'm going to show you guys something here in a second. See if I can find it. Give me a moment. Oh, this is our second meeting. I thought it was our first. I think we lost to him, if I remember right. There we go. Hold on. So let me bring this up. I want you to take, I don't know if you can see this or how well you can see this. This is a map of where the U.S. and coalition forces were on February 11th, 1991. And this was just before the ground war started. Right? As you can see, the majority, you know, Kuwait is over here. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can see where my mouse is. I think I got to bring this up. So Kuwait is over here. Now you might be able to see my mouse. The majority of the ships are down in this area, right? A lot of your amphibs and support ships are down in here. The big boys, a lot of the big boys, you can see the Missouri, the Wisconsin, Valley Forge, the Midway, that's a carrier, that's over here. Lady Gulf is a cruiser, Ranger is a carrier. What's the other carrier? I think there was one other carrier that was up there, but I can't remember the name of it, or it's not like popping out to me. I know some of the carriers were in the Red Sea. Tripoli, no. Juno, no. Arcadia, no. Those are the ones that are coming out of my head right off the bat. Missouri and Wisconsin were the two battleships. The Missouri's here now. The Wisconsin is in Norfolk, Virginia, if I remember correct. Okay, so if you look way up here by Kuwait, you see three ships: the Ollendorf, the Foster, and the Mobile Bay. Mobile Bay is the closest to Kuwait. The Mobile Bay is the ship that I was on, right? Um, and yeah, Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Now this map is only showing this map is only showing the ships that were there, right? Yeah, Missouri was actually recommissioned in 86, I think. 87. No, before that. Because 85, she was recommissioned in 84. Because in 84, 85, my school got made honorary crew member. So she got recommissioned in the early 80s. And she was up there with the Wisconsin. They were part of the fake armada that came up to convince Saddam Hussein that we were going to land troops in Kuwait when we actually went through Saudi Arabia, went behind him and cut off his supply lines, right? Yeah, they were out there. Yes, I do. I watched that happen. I watched that happen. So that's kind of what's been affecting me a little bit. Dealing with that stuff. I'm sorry I'm eating jelly beans, but it is what it is, guys. Another catch game. What I call this is a trap game for me, right? You need these points because they have games in hand on you, and they're a struggling team. They haven't been doing well lately, so you've got to take advantage of that. I don't know if the Blues can, but they got to keep playing what they're playing, right? Bennington comes into this game 12, 16, and 3 with a 279 and a 900. I think he is playing much better than his numbers, right? I really do. I think Kyrou, and I'll bring it up here in a second, is leading the team. Kyrou has 39 points in 46 games. So he slipped off his point per game, but he's up there. He's got 20 goals, 19 assists. Dylan Holloway is second, tied with Robert Thomas at 34 points. Holloway's got 15 goals and 19 assists. We've got 6 guys with 10 goals or better, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys with 10 goals or better. I'd say 5 of those guys can get in the 20, right? The guy that we need to worry about, you're right. The guy that we need to worry about, is Clayton Keller. And I'm kind of glad you brought this up. Keller leads the team with 44 points and 43 games played, 14 goals, 30 assists. Of all the St. Louis guys, right, the St. Louis born guys that everyone talks about, especially the ones that went in that 5-player draft, the 5 St. Louis kids. I think, and if I remember right, I know 3 of them. One was Matthew Tkachuk, Keller, and Logan Brown. There's a couple others that I can't think off the top of my head, but the guy that I want the most out of all the St. Louis kids that are in the NHL right now is Keller. Now, I will get killed for that. And I don't, because everybody wants Matthew or Brady. To be honest, I think Keller, Trent Frederick, okay, yeah, I couldn't remember him. He's on, where's Trent at? He's on Boston, right? I think. Is Trent on Boston right now? I'm not sure. Keller's the one that I think fits into what we have better than the 2 Tkachuks. Right? And I liked Brown. I really did. I think if Brown doesn't get injured in the preseason, he has a breakout year. That injury in the preseason really hurt him. Right? Really, really hurt him. Kevin was out there with me on guard duty at the night the air war started. I was 30 miles off the coast of Kuwait in a minefield at general quarters, and then went down about 2 in the morning. General quarters went at midnight or 11. The air war started at 2, and from where we were about 2:30, we could start hearing the tomahawks go overhead, and on one of the communication nets we had on the ship, they had patched in BBC, and we heard the famous report. We hear the missiles, but we don't see the airplanes, and we knew that was the tomahawks that were flying into Baghdad. Let's see here. We lost to them the last time we played them. I'm almost dead certain of that. Here we go. Yeah. We lost 4-2 in St. Louis. This is the second of 4 games. We will see them again in Utah on the 2nd of February, just before the break. And then towards the end of the season, actually, I think it's the last game of the season, they will be in St. Louis. Yep. In that game, Cairo and Pareko each had goals. Bushnevich had 2 assists. Neighbors had an assist. Dylan Gunther had a goal and an assist. Keller had an assist. All right. They got goals from Gunther, Kesslering, Michelli, and McBain. Tonight, we just got to play our game. Play our game, play our game, play our game. Play our game, play our game, play our game. That's going to be the mantra. Play our game, play our game. And they're talking about, look at that, 29 games, he's got 30 points against us. I just think if there's a guy that we could put on our team, Keller would be it. If there was like of those St. Louis guys, that's the one that I would try and pry loose. And believe it or not, I think he's the most pryable of all of them. Right? Let me see something here. Who were the 5 kids? Does anybody know? The 5 St. Louis kids that got drafted in the first round? I know 3 of them. I think you gave me the 4th. Trying to bring up his draft. I forget what year that was. That's the year we traded. Who did we trade away? We traded Brian Elliott to Calgary for like a 2nd round pick. Right? Might have been a 2016 draft. What, man? I can't find anything today. Can't find anything. Yeah, I'm not going to find it. Here we go. I think it was the 2016 draft, right? Let's see. Yep. So Matthew Tkachuk, Clayton Keller, they went back to back. Trent Frederick was 29th to Boston. And then Luke Kuhn, that was the one that I missed. And Logan Brown. There we go. Those were the 5. All right, that's the year we drafted Tage Thompson. All right, Luke Kuhn. There we go. Yep, I figured it out. Thanks, AC. And of those 5 right now, I would want of those 5, and then you add, I think 2 years later with Brady going in, add Brady to that, and then maybe even Dustin Wolf, the goalie for who's he? I forget who these we did for Calgary. I think it was Wolf. Or there's one of the goalies out there. I think it's Wolf, isn't it? Is a St. Louis kid. I think that Keller, Wolf in Toronto. Okay, Wall. Okay, thank you. I think that I just really think that Keller would be a better fit for our team than any of the others. Right? How many of you guys disagree with me? Yep. You guys corrected me. John Enlow, thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right. All right. Actually, of those guys, I think the only one that's still, well, Keller's still with the Coyotes, basically. Frederick is still with the Bruins. Logan is I don't even know if Logan's in the league right now. And then Kachuk's with Florida. I don't know where Kewen is. Is he still with? I don't think he's with. Oh, he's with San Jose now. Yeah, so he moved. I think he got traded. Right? I think he got traded. I'm not completely sure, but I think he did get traded. Yeah, traded by the Wild and with the 4th round pick to the Predators, and then the Predators to the San Jose Sharks for a 3rd round pick. Okay, there we go. Makes sense. I don't know. I think with our youth, I still feel like Keller's still young, right? And if you put him down there and with Holloway and Neighbors or Holloway with Dvorsky coming up, with Steinberg coming up, with Snugard, I mean, you put him there. So I'm more on board with Keller. Well, here we go. Puck drop. We need this win. Let's see how we play. Let's see how we come out. Now, 4th line tonight. The FTJ line. Send out that fourth line, third line thing, fourth line, third pairing thing. Little send. I mean, almost. They're more of an energy line than they are a checking line, I would say. Small arena. I think that has a lot to do with it. Guy's got to get it out. Benny doesn't have a stick. There we go, Kairu. Come on. Smart move, Kairu. Stay with it. Stay with it. Good move. Now they can't change. Three saves already for Bennington. Shots are 3-1. Wow. Who shot that? Was that Tucker? Wow. Wow. Holy moly schmecka ducka. Woohoo. Nobody saw that. Oh, come on, Tucker. Come on, Tucker. Come on, Tucker. Yep. Wow. Wow. Way to go, Tuck. I don't know. Oh, there's where he cut him open. Look at Tuck. Needs an assist. Oh, my coffee. I love it. I like what Tucker's done there. That's what he should do there. Nice save, Bennington. Tucker might end up getting in another fight tonight. I mean, it really feels like that's going to happen. I think Prunovich gets traded in the tuner. They get Prunovich to somebody for a draft pick. There's a good Bob, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it did, and I don't know if Tucker broke some etiquette there, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I might have if it was the other way, but in this case, I don't. Right, especially for me, it's too early in the game to try and go a fight. Ooh, another good save by Bennington. Haven't seen Grandpa for a while. Welcome, Grandpa. God, I want to see Bolduc grow so much because I think he can be so much more than he is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get that too, but it looked like he said he was gonna fight, but then he got the puck and said, "Okay, I'll score first." So I don't know. Bolduc giving Tucker a little tap. Oh, come on, that's weak. They really need to crack down on the embellishment, but at the same time, guys don't embellish and then they don't get calls, right? If there's a penalty there, call it so a guy won't have to embellish. That's the other part of it, you know. And if there's embellishment, don't call the original penalty. That's the part I don't like. Right? You sit there, you call a trip, you call embellishment. Well, if he's embellishing, it wasn't a trip. Right? If you weren't going to call the trip to begin with, don't call it as part of the embellishment. Right? No, it's the same thing. Like I feel with oh, they tied that up quick. I don't think Bennington even saw that one. He might have been screened. Boo. Kessering's the one that burned us in the last game. Oh no, Bennington saw it. I don't know. Bennington was looking at the ref on something. That's 2 against us. Well, tied up at 1. Uh, here we go. Here we go. Thomas couldn't keep it. Ouch. Oh, just what I talked about. Leaving Keller open. Oh, 2-1. Oh, I'm worried about Bennington right now. Those are 2 goals that I normally don't say those are 2 goals I think he should have had. Maybe the first one was a hell of a shot, but that one I think that's one he should have had. He got hung out to dry, but I still think he should have had it. Oh, not good. Torp had a nice little shot there. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been out here in a while either. How to play off a stick. Got to turn this back to our favor, guys. Ugh. Yeah, that'll tire you out. You're at a commercial right now. They're a young, fast team. They've always been. They even when they were in Arizona, they were a fast team. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, buddy? The other Aaron. Oh, oh, shit! They screwed that one up. 3-1 on a delayed penalty. Ouch. I think they thought. I think they thought that Blues touched the puck, but that's not reviewable. Yeah, Blues never touched the puck. So you got to get your head back in the game. Get your head in the game. Yep. Game's far from over. You got to get your head back in the game, though. Hey, Marianne, I don't think so. I want to hold my timeout. Especially now you got the TV timeout. So why waste it? You got the TV timeout right now. It's not worth it. Aaron Coulter, Marianne Holmes, Aaron Nell, thank you. I call it a trap game. But we'll see. Yeah, but you don't hold that penalty. You've got the TV timeout to cover that, and you can still get it back. And I think it just comes down to scoring a goal before the period ends. If you do that, you're right back in it. No big, no big deal. I talked about Keller. He's been involved in all 3 points. Agreed, Marianne. Oh, got to get some shots on net. Saad's fine. He just doesn't fit in with the team. Hey, John. Thank you, John. Excuse me. Oh, that was a good, big missed opportunity. Can't miss those opportunities when you're down like this. You're getting outshot 13-4 with 7 minutes to go. You got to really start making them pay. That's a good hit, though. I don't have a problem with that hit. Stop calling. I see that. God, John, you just want to push buttons. Push, push, push. The difference between the bottom teams in the league and the top teams in the league is minuscule. That upsets me. Ah! I know he does it on purpose. I know it because he loves me. Does it because he loves me. He does it because he loves me. He does it because he loves me. Ah! Matlow must be around somewhere. Ah, come on, guys. Oh, nice move, Walker there. Isn't Logan Cooley a St. Louis kid too? Think so. I could be wrong. No, he's not. Pittsburgh kid. I think Broberg kind of was a little late on that play. That'll work a little better. Got to get back to that puck control offense. Stop pushing, forcing things. Get back to your puck control offense. Don't try and force it. Don't try and force the goal because I don't think you need to. Kyrou had nobody get open for him when he had that puck in that hole. Utah is getting smart with Walker. Walker's going to have to realize he can't be over aggressive because they're moving that puck every time he is. And nobody there to pick up that puck. And for those of you who don't know, a mud bug is a crawfish. Two of the three. Two of the three in my eyes. Maybe one, but at least two. I say two of the three. What do you guys say? How many? I do put at least two on Benner. Anybody else got an opinion on that? I do feel like the first one and the third one were on Benner. Though, but at the same time, he got hung out to dry, but he had a clean enough look at it. Second one was on a delayed penalty. I mean, I probably felt he could have had that one too. I mean, I almost want to put all three on him, which I don't say very often. Right? I normally put it more on the team, but not this time. It's not just Bennington. I mean, I do say that while I put those goals again on him, he did get hung out to dry. He just had good looks at them. You know, and the guys that have been Blues killers are being Blues killers. So, you know, it's kind of on everybody. It's not just on Benner, even though, you know, I would like him to make those saves you're not supposed to make. Oh! Shen just missed that. Wow. Our first line's in trouble. They're on the bench still. Oh, Kyrou. Just when something was going on. I feel like sometimes Bolduc tries to do too much. I mean, we know he's a highly skilled guy, but stay within yourself, I think. Walker's in there. Oh, Shen should have buried that. God, Luke Horg is the most negative reporter we have. And it just upsets me. Oh, Blue's going to get a penalty here late. Hold it. Let's get it to carry over. There we go. Get it to carry over. Get as much of it to carry over as you can. Here we go. I like this. Keep moving that puck. I don't care if you're playing. There you go. That was good. Smart move, smart play by the Blues there. Believe it or not. If you don't score right away, that's fine. You're going to have a minute and 47 seconds of well, that wasn't a great start to it, but you still got it. I agree, John. Come out fresh and make this Thomas and Bushnavic got benched. Kind of waiting to see. I mean, the game's not over. There's still a lot of time. There's still 40 minutes of hockey. There's still plenty of, you can get back in this really easy, right? One goal and you're right back in it. Doesn't take much. Biggest thing is you've got a penalty. You make that penalty. Make your power play work, right? Make your power play work. You did a great job of extending that, right? And that was important. You get that delayed call that late in the game. You don't want to have a minute and a minute. You want to get as much of that time. And basically, they've got a minute and 43, 47 of power play time available to them, right? A lot more scoring than we would have liked. Clayton Keller with a goal and 2 assists. We talked about, I talked a little bit about ouch. That's you don't see a lot of that out there, believe it or not. Yeah. The Blues have got to come out of this. They got to come out and do something. Bolduc's got to make up for his tripping call that gave up the power play goal to Kesselring. Keller, Schmaltz. Again, the Schmaltz goal was a delayed penalty. I think the Schmaltz one was a delayed penalty. Right? One of the two. I'm pretty sure the Schmaltz was a delayed penalty. Might have been the Keller one. A minute to talk. Jackass. Oh, I love you, AC. Oh, let's go over the stats. Blues had 6 shots. They had 12 attempts. 12 freaking attempts. 12 attempts. That's all we got? 12 freaking attempts? Who's that a callback to? Come on, somebody tell me who's that a callback to. 17 shots. 25 attempts for Arizona, or for Utah, for the Utah Hockey Club. Blues had 11 hits. Utah had 1. 6 giveaways for the Blues, 5 for Utah. St. Louis had no takeaway. Blues had 2, or Utah had 2. St. Louis blocked 4 shots. Utah blocked 3. Face-offs 13-7 in favor of the Blues, 65% to 35%. So let's look at this real quick. They're kind of talking about Thomas and Bolduc here, or Bushnevich. Bushnevich is -2. Neighbors is -2. Thomas is -2. Fowler is -2, and Parayko is -2. Right. So, and actually I put a little bit, one of them goals was on Parayko. I hope they redeem themselves. Well, Lance, I kind of agree with you there. I don't think it's much their identity. I think it's just, they're still trying. They're still trying to get out of that defensive mindset, and sometimes it affects them, or they get too high on themselves, and that's what I feel like in this game. I put all 3 on Bennington, to be honest with you. I'd like to know what Lance thinks. Lance, you can come on. You've got the link. The last link I sent you is still good. If you don't have it, let me know, and I'll send it to you on Facebook. But I got to use the restroom real quick, guys. While I'm gone, while I'm taking care of nature, of the 3 goals, how many of them do you put on Bennington? I actually put all 3 on it, and I'm sorry, you know this. That's rare for me. That's one of the things when everyone comes out with the Hoffer's better than Bennington. I say, no, you have to can't look at the numbers. You got to look at who they're playing. And the majority of what I see against Bennington are not goals against him, but the majority of what I see of Hoffer is the goals are against him. So, but today I'm not putting it that way. I do think he was left out, and I did say this earlier, Lance. I felt like he was left out to dry on the first goal. He also had a clean look at it. It was a hell of a shot, but he had a clean look at it. To me, that's when you got to stop. I'll be right back. I get that first goal was a hell of a shot, but I don't know. No chance a second. See, I disagree. I think that there was it was a power play goal, but I felt like he had a little bit of a chance. I don't know. I felt like I felt like the first and third that he saw really well. But it was the third is the one where I think that was a delayed penalty, and they kind of gave up on it. So I don't know. All right. So, hard to do. You gonna join me, Lance, man? James Davis, hey buddy, how you doing, man? The BlueNote Fan Report sends out their condolences and heartfelt thoughts to the family and friends in the baseball world, the Milwaukee Brewers for sure, on the passing of 90-year-old Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball. I must be in the front row and just a bit outside. Bob Uecker was a member of the 1965 Cardinals World Series team. He was an incredible player. I mean, I'd say he was an incredible player. He was a good player. He was a great teammate, is what he was. And because he was such a good teammate, in today's game, Bob Uecker would have played 20 years, right? In the game that he played, he wouldn't have. But yeah, again, I tell you how I seen it, right? I mean, it's at least one, if not 3. Right? There's at least one that you're going to put on him. The third one is almost a certain. Second one was the power play goal. The first one, it was a hell of a shot. It was, way up in the corner. It was a great shot, but it feels like he had the view of it, you know? What for having that clean of a look, why is he even giving that corner to a great shooter? So that's just kind of the way I look at it. Could be wrong, just my thought process. What are yours? What is yours? I'm getting beat. I was hoping I was going to at least get a little better, but Thomas is hurting me. I need Thomas to come in there and get some face-off wins. I need Thomas back on the ice. I need Bennington. I need us to come back and win this game. I absolutely need to win this game. No, and Mr. Butts, I need us to win this game. Absolutely need to win this game. Did I think I set a goal on the bench today. I had to, though. No, an assist. Power play. Yeah, I couldn't have played Domi, though. I don't think I could have played Domi over anybody. Oh, Tampa brought up a defenseman. I might be able to use him. Yeah, kind of. I'm okay where I'm at. I did give up a goal. Who got a goal? What goal did I leave on the bench? Oh, Hall. Yeah, I couldn't have started Hall either today. Not with them playing Vegas, but just talking. How we doing? Game 7, same sweet shot, and you said Bennington, no chance. Exactly same shot, upper corner side stick. Fair enough. Fair enough. Different situation, though. Who fired that shot in Game 7? I forget who it was. But, no. I mean, I can see it. I see what you're saying, but Blues with that power play. They've got a minute and 47 seconds, and this is plenty of time. You win that first face-off, and you get down there, that's all that matters. Sister J. Hey, Sister J. Sister J. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, man? John Hefner, James Davis, Aaron Coulter, Marianne Holmes, Aaron Nels, John Inlow, and Ted Tiedemann. Thank you. Yes, Chiefs won today. Wow, man. The Chiefs. See, the thing is, I heard some things today, you know, about some of the officiating. Good teams are going to get calls, right? Period. That's no matter what league it is. Good teams are going to get calls. You have to understand that. And, you know, when he's falling down, all you got to do is touch him. All you got to do when he's falling down on the ground is touch him. That's it. right? I get that maybe it shouldn't have been called, but at the same time, all you got to do is touching. So there's a lot of things you got to understand. Brady got calls. Why? It was a good team. Good teams are going to get calls. You know that. Everybody knows that. Good teams are going to get calls. We see it in the NHL playoffs all the time. A lot of Blues jerseys in this building tonight. I put the third goal. Wow. You know what? Looking at it now, I don't put any of the goals on Bennington. I almost don't. Now I see it secondhand. I don't put any of the goals on Bennington. Here we go. Thomas is back on the ice. Win that face-off, Thomas. Well, that wasn't smart. Wow, Thomas doesn't have it today at all. So much for making the power play work. Bring the second unit out there. Good move, Kyrou. There we go. Neighbors from Holloway. There we go. That changes the complexity of this game a little bit. Nice move, Holloway. That was all Holloway. Good move. Three-two Blues. The power with a big power play goal. Now keep it. Don't give them. Oh, big save by Bennington there. Wow, I thought they scored. Sorry, I'm getting feedback from my hearing aids. Absolutely. Yes, it is. Good entry there for Utah. Really good entry. Well, they're getting opportunities. Excuse me. How are we doing out there? Shots are 4 apiece this period. Neighbors almost go to second there. They split up that top line. Got a commercial going. Come on, Scary. Oh my goodness. Scary, that's not even funny. I'm not even going to post that, man. I mean, come on, dude. No, I don't. Absolutely not. Give me a second and I'll tell you why. Nathan McKinnon has 73 points. Okay. 73 points. Holloway adding a point. I think he's got 30 something. He would have to have 5 points a game and McKinnon have none in order for that to happen. Right? Holloway has 34 points. Right? Yeah. And Blues don't have maybe 6 games between now and then. Think about it, dude. Goals. He said goals, so let me take a look here. McKinnon has 17 goals. Possible. I mean, he's got what, 13, I think? Or 11? Holloway's got 15. Possible. That's possible. But it depends on what McKinnon does too. Right? So well, yeah, you said points, so goals is a maybe. Kyrie's having a good game tonight. So is Holloway, actually. Oh, good pick there. Yeah, I bet it is getting colder on there. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just didn't change the background. Wasn't thinking about it. Wasn't thinking about it. There you go. There we go. Is that a little better there, Sister J. Josh? I have to turn the light on because it's a little snow. Yeah, Hello Kitty's probably neat. Pretty neat. I think it's the first time they've done something like that or done that. Yes, we do. I don't eat there a lot. And they're not in easy spots to get to. Oh, they've got Bushnevich on the third line. I wonder if they move Walker up to the second. Ah, Cooley buries one. Might have to. Wow. I want to look at this one because I think this is on Bennington. Maybe. I'm not with that. Wow, Toronto ended up beating. They were down 3-0 and beat Montreal 7-3. Wow. Tough game today. I disagree with that, Gary. make some of the snow go away. Well, I mean, they're not contained. I mean, when you only have 10 shots through a half a hockey game, yeah, you're going to be consistently defending. There you go. He makes a good little save there. Holloway's got good hockey sense. Come on, get to your spot, Kairu. Oh, Sonny almost put it in. Fowler waited too long. Fowler waited too long. He had a goal. Pachinko might be hurt. Ugh. Got to get one more. Got to get it. Got to get it within one going into third. Get the goal back. Who was Ian Cole drafted with in the first round? There were two other Blues. I know one of them. I can't remember the third one. Somebody might know that. AC Generator probably knows that. One of them was a fan favorite. Oh, I should have known the other one. Should have absolutely known that one. Oh no, actually he wasn't us. Oh, I shouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known that one. Hey, Shiggy! The Blues drafted 3 players in that first round, but a fourth one played for the Blues regularly. Yeah, I'm feeling you, bud. I'm feeling you. Bud. Um, I've had a rough week myself, man. Hit me like a ton of bricks yesterday when I realized that it was the 34th anniversary of the start of the Gulf War. Hit me like a ton of bricks. And the Blues are playing like they've been hit by a ton of bricks against a team that they really should beat. Oh, nice shot, Perico. Well, I mean, if they're getting themselves back in the playoff position, that's what counts. We were a point out. We're going to be more now if we can't win this one. The terrible twos. Oh, Suter waited too long. Suter had a goal there. Got to shoot them pucks, not put your hand down and settle it. Shoot it when it gets there. Oh, good shot by Suter there. Gonna need a big third period to come back in this one. Our fraud. So winning makes it just Fansfield is a good team. Kinda. I can see that. I agree with that, John. This is a team that you need to get points from. I don't think the Rangers are much of a fraud. I think the Rangers just have Rangers are missing that thing that connects them all. Oh. Oh, what a save. Wow, Shen point blank. The Rangers trading Kako was not a good thing. That hurt them. That sent the wrong message. What a save. Holloway's getting banged around there and just staying with it. Would have liked them to score it here, but I like the intensity late. Now, if you can just bring that into the next period and score early, you've got a chance. That's the end of that period. They changed goals that period. Neighbors got a power play goal at the 132 mark on that carried over power play from Holloway and Shen. And then at 10:42, Cooley and Keller went and did their thing again. Cooley gets his first of the night. I think that's his third point. Yeah, his third point. I mean, that team's got 8 points. 8 points for that line, right? Ouch, that's like what the hell. But yeah, so that's where we are there. Shots that period were 9 apiece. They're 26-15 total. I know it. They update during the thing, but the Blues had a total of 33 attempts, and I mean, and that's a lot better than the 12 they had in the first period. And 42 attempts. Yeah, 43 attempts for the Utah Hockey Club. Hits are 24-5 in favor of St. Louis. They're just banging them around, but they need to control the puck more. And there's your game right there, puck control. 7 takeaways for the Blues, 7 for our giveaways for Utah. Utah's got 3 takeaways. St. Louis has got 2. St. Louis has blocked 9 shots. Utah's blocked 8. St. Louis is destroying in the circle, 24-9, 73% to 27%. There were no penalties that period. Other than the Blues giving up the goal, it was a really good, solid period for them. They need to just keep that solid pressure up. Bushnevich, Thomas, and Neighbors are back together. Neighbors has not had a bad game, even though he's a -2. No, yeah, -2. He has not had a bad game. So with hopefully Bushnevich and Thomas can figure it out and they can go up. Trade Kreider. Yeah, but I don't think anybody's going to make that trade. They're not going to give you a younger player for an older player, especially an expensive one. If the kids are asleep and you want to come on, Chag, or if you can come on, let me know. You got the link, so you should be able to bounce on. Yeah, I can see that. They're even, though. They're 7 apiece. So defensive giveaways, I can see that. I see where you can feel that there. Ask the chat. Oh, I know the chat. Do you guys want Chag to come on? Somebody will say yes. I only got 7 people, 6 not counting you. So if you get 2, you should come on, Chag. You guys want Shaggy to come on? Yes, no, maybe? Come on. Let's hear you. Excluding you know who. Come on, you guys want Shag on? Dun-dun-dun, do you guys want a Shagalicious? I mean, I know it's Shiragi. I call him Shaggy. I have, and he hasn't been upset with that. There you go. There's the first one, Shags. You need one more. Got a yes from Sister JJ. You need one more, Shag, and you're on. Come on, one more. Who wants Shaggy? Oh, there you go. There's your second one. Shags, you got to come on now. You got your 2. You got your 2, bud. Da-da. And he says, on the way, Jay. Yeah, the Blues got to just come take shots, right? You got to take shots. You got to close up that shot total, that 15. You're being outshot 26 to 15, right? That's 11 shots more that they have. You got to close that gap. This by the end of this game, win, lose, or draw, you got to be even in that number, right? You got to be even in that number. Do you have a St. Louis summer? I did, kinda. I kinda did. It's the playoffs. We're trying to turn this guy into a action hero. Marshall Lynch in a movie. I'm just here not to get fined. Oh my goodness. Dun 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Yeah, that didn't work. Dun 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 dun. Where are you? Hey guys, what's going on? Come on, where are you? You're being quiet. Don't be quiet. Talk. Talk, 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 the walk, the talk, the walk, the walk, the talk. Neighbors harder than that. I mean, that's his game. That's absolutely his game, and that's what they need to keep doing. Keep banging the net. Yeah, it well, it may not. It sounds like Biden had said that he's not going to fine any of the companies that leave TikTok running. So we'll see. And then Trump's going to come try and make everybody as savory. I seen a little thing from the TikTok owner today. We'll see. I don't know. I have a feeling. I disagree with the Supreme Court. I think it's an absolute free speech issue. And I have a huge issue, huge problem with this, but right. And how this whole bill was, the whole thing with TikTok was put in, right? Added to a bill that had to pass. That was kind of shady. But I don't want to get into politics on the show. I know mine differ from a lot of people. Now it comes up with the disclaimer. Okay. I'm gonna go to it and see what it says on mine because it's not midnight here yet. Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A new law banning TikTok has been enacted, and unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. Uh, we are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate that once he takes office. Stay tuned. Yep. Okay. I guess it is down. Yep. Hang in the net. Yep. I seen the disclaimer now. No more tiki talkie for a while. No more fishing videos. I guess I got to stick with Facebook for my fishing videos. Okay, sounds good, Shagman. That's in about 7 minutes. Hey, I'm gonna go use the restroom, guys. I'll be right back. Are you cooking? Cooking. Got about an hour. Back. Well, I mean, like I said, you got an 11 shot deficit. You've got to make that up, right? I've been thinking about something, and Shockey might be able to. I think that you should average one shot for every entry into the zone. So every time that you enter the zone, you should average a shot. Now, this doesn't take account icings or dump ins, but I think you should count dump ins, right? Because the dump in, you're giving the puck up. And to me, that's not a puck control offense. So you need, every time that the puck enters the zone, other than an icing, you need to average a shot. Now, I don't know how many times the puck enters the zone in the game, but I think if, and not a shot attempt, I mean a shot on goal. So I don't know. What do you think about that, Shock Man? Bang that net. Bang it, bang it, bang it good for the neighborhood. Well, here we go. Let's see how they start the game. Looks like they're going to start with that second line. Maybe. Yeah. Yep, second line. Shin, Kairu, and who they got? They moved Boberg or Suter up to the second line. Second pairing. And you lose the face-off. Ooh, good forecheck. There we go. Oh, nice play, Kairu. Oh, Suter, nice shot. There we go. Trying to do a change at the wrong time. There you go. Suter, 40 years old. Oh, good save by Ingram there. I waited too long. Got to shop. You gotta snap it off. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. Well, give Monty some credit. He's trying to get offense. He's worked swapping lines around. Well, that's 3 shots on goal this period with none for. So that's what you're coming out right. Don't give this up. Go down, take a shot. Go down, take a shot. Go down, take a shot. Go down, get your opportunity, take a shot. Go down, get your opportunity, take a shot. Oh, there you go. Good play. Oh, he's got everything mixed up. He put it in a blender and pulled out names. The exception to that second line, but they've been the best line tonight. Oh, that almost went in off of Holloway in the net. That's what you got to keep doing. Oh, nice move there, Kyrie. I like that. Oh, shin line. Oh, that would have counted too. That would have absolutely counted. Uh-oh. I heard that. I heard that. We're in trouble now.
It's over.
What's over? Now that you're here? Oh, Blues getting a penalty? Or are they going on the kill? Yeah, it looks like power or penalty kill coming up. I don't think you guys are in as bad a shape as you think you are, Shags.
No. It's a different issue. The guy like this. Number one, I have 3 points on this, and this is why it's so bad. Number one, how many years have the Rangers made the playoffs? How many years have the Rangers gone deep in the playoffs? How many years have they made mid-season moves that you went, what? How many years have you turned around and fired the coach, blaming it on him, or at least using him as a spark to get your team going? How many years have you used your star players? How many are going to use your star players to go ahead and, give your excuse that, look, we could still do it? It can't be done this way. You have to modernize. You have to change. You have to make yourself.
My biggest problem is the cockle because that trade looked so much worse than what it was. I mean, there was talk about trading him prior to the quote unquote comments, but you can't trade him after those comments. You've got to wait a week. You've got to let those comments settle. But they traded him like right after, like he made those comments, and then he's traded 2 or 3 days later, right?
Right.
That you send the wrong message when you do that. Right now,
I didn't disagree with the trade here. I will disagree with you a little bit in the fact that I was open to trading Kakko, but was not open to trading Kakko for what we got back. Now, Will Borgen's an excellent defenseman, and you got back a pick or whatever. the thing is that Kako, you traded him at a point in which he wasn't, let's say, hot. He wasn't having a crazy season. Um, and so why you trade? What are you getting for him? Really, your value that you're trading him for is nothing crazy. You're going to get back what you get back, pretty much.
Yeah.
Instead, you could have waited till a trade deadline in which maybe he's having a decent season, and people turn around and say, "Hey, we'll give you something decent. Give us a Kako, and we're going to give you." Could you imagine if the Rangers just pretty much added JT Miller through giving them Kako or something?
Yeah. Well, I kind of understand that.
Right.
It's a trap game, not a catch game, Rolian. I hear what you're saying. And the problem was he got scratched, healthy scratched, and he was upset about it. And that's fine. But if you're healthy scratching him, to facilitate a trade, the player needs to know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what's going on here. Looks like the Blues are going on a power play after a penalty kill. You also, the player needs to know what's going on, and if the player doesn't, and he makes those comments, and then you turn around and trade him, it looks like you traded him because of the comments, and that has a negative lightning effect through the locker room. And these guys are professional athletes, but at the same time they don't want to feel like management's telling them what to say and when to say it, and that's exactly what it looks like.
As much as that's true, as much as that's 100% true, they didn't trade him for that. They traded him for another reason.
Oh, I understand that, but problem is that's not what it looks like.
But this is the problem now with this Rangers front office. And this is pretty much the same problem the Blues had last year. And nobody could tell me that this doesn't sound exactly like that. Let's think about this. The coach is not a bad coach.
No.
The GM is not a bad GM. The talent on the team isn't bad. The youngsters on the team are not horrible. Okay? We're discussing players like Neighbors to Kako, guys who are, not necessarily fully developed, maybe even a little bit underdeveloped, but guys who have possibly a future.
Both Kako and Lafayette are underdeveloped. They were number one overall.
Lafreniere is not underdeveloped.
Next to it,
not used correctly. But in a way, if you do realize these are two teams that had a chance to put it together, and they're not putting it together. Yeah. So what did the Blues do? They fired a coach that, in many people's opinion, is an easy coach for any other team to take. Yeah. The Rangers, on the other hand, have not gone that way because they feel like our coach is good. We're not trading him. We're not getting rid of him. Sorry. If you speak to most Rangers fans, they'll tell you that Laviolette is the guy they want.
Come on, how do you not score there? Holy Christ. Empty net and you don't score. Wow. Great defense by Utah.
I'm used to that.
Heck of a play there by Utah. That was a wide open net. They're playing too desperate. You can't play desperate. You got to play. Desperation is not the right. Desperation causes mistakes. You need to play with authority. What's the word I'm looking for?
You know what I love watching?
What?
I love watching, especially if you look at some of the better teams now.
Yeah.
I noticed this a lot. If you look at the NHL standings and you look at, the best teams, the one thing that I noticed is that if you look at a team like the Capitals, the Panthers, the Maple Leafs, the Jets, the Wild, the Knights, the Oilers, they have guys who will consistently put up points. And we're not talking about points like, 70, 60 points. We're talking about 80, 90 point people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily scoring every night, but assists. Guys who consistently are providing offense. And defensively, if you look at every one of those teams, you can't name me all their defensemen. You can't.
Yeah.
Right? Could you name me the top 2 pair on the Maple Leafs defensively?
No.
Not really.
Right. I don't see the Maple Leafs doing anything in the playoffs, to be honest.
Correct, but they're a team that you always have to worry about. See, this is the problem. We always say that. I know that it's been years that we're saying that to the Maple Leafs and the Cowboys and teams like that.
Yeah. But Maple Leafs is their coach. Their coach is not. The Maple Leafs have to play an offensive game, and he will play a defensive game in the playoffs, and that team cannot play a defensive game. That's not what their game is. They need to win a game 6-5. They need to win a game like the Oilers of the 80s, the Gretzky Oilers. Oh, and that's not who they are. And if you try and make that, and that's why they've actually failed in the playoffs, is because instead of playing their game, they've tried to play a defensive game, and it's backfired every single year. You've got to go in and play what your game is. If your game is an offensive game where you're going to score 3 or 4 goals, let the other team play defensive, because you know what? You're going to score your 3 or 4 goals. Right. If they're going to play defensive, they're not going to score. You are. And too many teams don't realize that if you go to that in the playoffs, you can beat a defensive team if you go out and do your job and try and score.
Well, here's the thing.
You control the puck. You get the shots on net. You crash the net. You do the things that a scoring team knows how to do. Not just a finesse team, a scoring team.
Every team is trying to put together a two-way team, a team that they have both offense and defense from their forwards.
Well, and if that's what they're trying to do, they're going to Rangers or Toronto.
What I'm a big fan of changing, if I'm running a team, is I would go away from the dump and chase. I'm with you on that. I don't like dump and chase at all. My coach always told me center the puck, get the puck to the middle of the ice, and the second you get that puck to the middle of the ice with someone that could control it on the top of the key, you almost play point guard.
You know what I'd rather see, and this isn't the dump and chase, but I call it the dump and catch, right? Yeah. When you get down, you take it down to like the top of the circle, right? And then you throw it around the boards. So you take it in far enough that the goalie can't come out and stop it, right? That's part of the dump and chase. You take it around the board, so your guy coming down the boards can get the puck there and then get it centered to the back trailer. So you have 2 trailers, and you get it around the board. The first trailer gets it to the second trailer, and now the guy that originally had it, he's at the net, right? I would love to see that type of play more often, and you don't see it enough because too many guys come down and they've got their back because they're looking at the trailer instead of just, throw the puck around the board.
I've been watching a lot of the Rangers recently, only because they've been doing well, but also because I saw them starting to play better hockey. I want to see what they changed. And one thing that I saw change, and I've watched this a lot when teams are down and when teams are not doing well, and that is that you send the puck in and get a shot off immediately at the goalie. It may not be the greatest percentage shot, but then you have like sort of a rush, like a very strong forecheck, in which you get that rebound and then cause havoc. I'm a huge fan of, like you were discussing, I heard you before discussing shots. One of the problems of the Rangers, they get outshot every single game. When they don't get outshot, I have to go through, but I think their record is probably amazing. They need to start centering that puck. Get a shot off immediately. I want within 3 seconds that you're in the ozone that a shot is off. Then you got to rush. You got to get the rebound, or you got to get the puck back and send it around. Because the second you get that shot off, the goalie's on alert. They know you're going to be shooting and sending that puck to him.
Yeah. No, I do see that. I think I've been thinking about this a lot. I think that more teams should start looking at every time that the puck enters the zone minus an icing, they should average a shot per zone entry,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time that the puck enters the zone, other than an icing, obviously, right? But even if you take that puck down there and you take the puck down and you throw it down to do a line change, well, you know what? Now you're going to make up for that, and the next time you come in, you need 2 shots, right? If you're thinking that way, you're going to get shots on net. You're going to get the better shots,
Blues have
and
to get, by the way, the Blues
and
have to
that's
get
the
one
one
here.
thing
Get one here. They're not winning this game.
that I think right now is too many teams don't try and find that better shot, and sometimes you know what? And again, sometimes the other team's goalie just plays fucking well, right? Now, I'm not saying that Ingram's played great tonight, but he's played well enough, right? The Blues have had their opportunities, but they're not putting pucks in the back of the net. Why? Because Ingram's made some good saves. The team just made a heck of a defensive save.
You're not even facing their better goalie.
What?
You're not even facing the better goalie.
No, we're not. Right? So
look, in this game, you've had 3 penalties to which you've scored how many? 1 of 3.
Yep.
You've had 18 shots on goal.
20 now.
20 shots on goal.
Yeah, we've been on top right now. We've caught up a little bit. It's shots are 5-3.
The hits, you're just getting moved around, but you've won pretty much all the faceoffs.
Yeah, they're like 70%, almost 70% on faceoffs, or they were earlier. I think now they're at it's closed up a little. Yeah, it's right at 70. It's 69-31. So. No, I thought that was offsides. No, I see. Oh, you got another power play coming up. Wow. See, they're causing the mistakes, and that's what they got to keep doing that, though. Sorry, man, just checking out things. Texans dominated all sats except one, the final score. I watched most of the game. I didn't watch a lot of the second period because I wasn't feeling good, or second period. But it sounds like the Texans played a good game, but it also sounds like Kansas City did what it had to do to win. Right? I know I heard some stuff about referees or whatever, but you know what? Good teams are going to get calls. It doesn't matter. Right? Brady got calls. Dallas, when they were good, got calls. The Rams, when they were good, when they were the greatest show on turf, got calls. Right? In the NHL, good teams, the Avalanche, get calls. Tampa gets calls. Florida gets calls. Right? The Leafs get calls. Oilers get calls. Good teams, good players are going to get calls. It's going to happen. So to sit there and make it like it isn't, I struggle with that. I struggle with that. All right. Put the second back on the clock.
How much time you have left on your
7:27.
same?
Oh, they're supposed to put a second back on, but they didn't. They didn't put the second back on. Bushnevich was there. That was a goal.
Yeesh, the Lions.
They're discombobulated this whole game. The Blues have just not been on sync with each other this entire game. Oh, Kyra waited on that. If Kyra should have snapped that off, it'd have gonna been a goal. Hey, Wendy, how you doing, bud? Yeah, he waited too long. At that point, instead of a shot, you got to go towards Sundqvist. Got to score on this power play. Absolutely have to score on this power play. I wish goalies would be more activated in power plays and instead of just tapping the puck behind the net, throwing it up there, because that's where you can.
I love what's it called? I love Wendy showing up after the Blackhawks beat the best team in hockey.
Oh, today?
Just letting you know the Rangers also beat them, so they're not that good.
Who'd they beat today?
The Golden Knights.
Oh. Hey, Wendy, how you doing, buddy?
Doing all right after finally seeing a win in a while for the first time in a while.
What's the Golden Knights record since?
We've got a home and home against the Knights starting Monday.
We typically
Monday in
suck
Vegas and Thursday in St. Louis.
We typically suck against Vegas, so this is a surprising win.
How many goals did Hull get?
One.
Okay. Did he get any other points?
Nope.
Was that it?
No,
That was it.
just had that goal.
He's on the fourth line in Chicago.
Yeah, I sat him today, but then again, I mean, I had no choice but to sit him.
Hey,
The goal he
you know
had
what?
was basically a greaser because all three Hawks players were just battling in the crease area, and they just shoved it in.
Right.
I mean, for my team today,
guys, so you know, as soon as this game's over, I got to go off because dinner's done. So
I don't
as soon
know.
as
For
the
my team
game's over,
today, I
I'm
got
going
an
off.
assist from Horvat, 2 goals from Schwartz, a goal assist from Boldy, a goal and 2 assists from Seth Jones, an assist from Darnell Nurse, and then I got a win from Merlinen, and Bennington's messing me over. So
Oh, it's a bad game for St. Louis.
Bennington's not hurting me that much.
I actually just traded Kevin.
But I
Lankinen.
really needed the win.
I just traded this straight up Kevin Lankinen for Jeremy Swayman.
I mean, Lincoln's been the better goalie this year.
But he's not getting the percentage starts.
He's going to because Demko is injured, I believe, injured again.
Correct. I mean, I the thing is, I trust Swayman to actually get the bulk of the load. Plus, I feel like Merlinen's going to be gone once Olmark starts. Although I actually feel like now that you see how good Merlinen is, they probably wasted their time signing Olmark.
We'll probably tandem him with the Olmark.
For that money?
Yeah, get rid of freaking Forsberg. Straight up. In Chicago, we call him Beach Ball Forsberg for a reason. He was terrible.
Yeah. Agreed on that one, though. Agreed on that one.
Just wave Forsberg and go with Lalainen and Olmark full time.
Who leads the NHL in points?
McKinnon.
McKinnon?
Yeah, I just looked at it earlier.
It's been a
it's
weird
McKinnon.
year when it comes to points and stuff.
He has only 17 goals. He's got like 56 assists.
Yeesh.
And their primary assists, too.
I doubt all of them are primary assists. But
The Hawks have shut down McKinnon twice this season. It's weird with the Hawks. All their wins come against teams above the playoff line. Except for when they beat New York this year.
and St. Louis.
We haven't played you guys. We haven't beat you guys this year.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I said the only wins the Hawks have this year are basically against teams against the playoff over the playoff line. They don't beat teams when they're below the playoff line.
What did you think of the Winter Classic, Wendy?
I wish they chose either the day before to play the Winter Classic because it would have been perfect weather, or the day after because it would have been perfect weather.
The weather didn't seem bad.
I've given up on
It
this.
was
rain during the game, did it?
It was raining.
These outdoor
It was-
games.
It was a winter mix at the start of the game. And the players even were saying the ice surface in the first period was the worst ice surface they've ever played on.
All right. What
Because
about
of
the comments from
winter
Bedard and some of the other players about laying an egg? Do you feel like they laid an egg?
Yes,
Or
they
St.
did.
Louis
They played
outplayed
like
them?
complete shit.
I thought
I've
St. Louis
gone-
outplayed them.
I've gone to so many games this season. That was the worst game I've ever seen the Chicago Blackhawks play. They played like complete shit.
They played like a young team outdoors.
They aren't a young team. They're the third oldest team in the NHL. You can't. This
With
is
a-
my
with-
issue with the
With a
rest
young
of the media.
core. With a young core.
Our young core, it's just Bedard and Vlasic and Nazar. You can't say that. It's the third oldest team in the NHL for a reason this year. It's failed. They are officially starting the youth movement because they've started bringing up players like Nazar, Doc, Crevier. Those guys are starting to get inserted into the lineup, but the lineup is still an old roster. A lot of the media outside, like the national media, keeps saying this is a young team. It is not a young team. It's one of the oldest teams in the NHL.
Interesting.
By age.
See,
And
I actually have felt that, and I had this discussion with someone. Basically, when a rookie like Bedard comes into the league, if you don't give him line mates that are legit, I feel like you're almost, I can't say wasting years, because I felt like Bedard was a guy who was going to produce right away.
he's been producing.
Had every single little bit of talent that you need in a guy who's gonna be a leader. He's gonna on a line. He's gonna provide for you. You know, every bit of speed, passing, shooting, and playmaking on your line that you need. And you need guys around him. It's the same way as the Islanders did not build around Barzell right away. They wasted a guy who's had so much talent to not building a line that contained chemistry and group playmaking to create scores. I don't see Bedard up there as one of the highest line producing goals. For some random reason, the Rangers did have a line when they had Kako, Heedle, and Cooley at some point in the season. But that
Have
was
you not
because
seen what it's looked like since we
wait. So this
we
is
now
the
have a
problem.
line for Connor Bedard, and it's
Correct.
been
1 second.
lethal.
I'm talking about right away. I'm not talking about now.
Well, last year it made it. I understood how bad everything was.
But
because-
you're gonna start a year telling me. I understood Taylor Hall got hurt, but you're telling me that you were happy with the way they would start his line last season.
Well, last season I actually liked where they had him with Nick Foligno and
That was
De La
terrible.
Cruz.
That was terrible.
That
Are you kidding
line
me?
worked though.
What are they going to do with Holt's got another year, right?
You're
No, Hall's
wasting
going to be
guy.
gone. He's going to be traded at the deadline because he's. I cannot see Taylor Hall as a Chicago Blackhawk after the trade deadline. He's a
gone.
free
No,
agent after this
he's
year.
gone.
Doesn't he
and
have
I
another
could see
year
him-
on his contract?
No,
I
he's
could-
a free agent after this
Oh.
season.
I could see
and-
Hall going to a pretty good team.
I'm thinking he ends up in Edmonton.
Yeah, no, I see that. That's a
I
good
can
point.
see him right back in Edmonton.
Edmonton's got too many. Yeah, I can't see Hall. No, didn't Edmonton draft Hall?
Yeah.
Right, number one overall, wasn't he?
Yeah,
No,
Remember, right? Yeah.
yeah, he was the first overall pick. It was
He
between.
didn't work
him
then.
and
Why do you
Joe
think he'll
Fagan.
work now?
It's like he's been off the Edmonton Oilers for over 10 years now. He's not the same player he was with the Edmonton Oilers.
Right.
He's more a veteran who can bring scoring depth in the bottom two lines.
Right. The thing is, he is a veteran who's been a big add to, especially when he was on. What was he on, the Devils?
The Devils, he won the
Yeah.
Hart Trophy with them.
Yeah. So he was pretty good there. I don't understand, honestly, why the Blackhawks really went for this idea of taking Hall when I felt like you could have maybe waited out for something bigger. But his upside is there.
Here's the thing. Taylor Hall was supposed to be the key piece in that trade. He did not become that. The key piece in that trade was supposed to be the throw-in in that trade. He's our captain of our team now, and Nick Foligno.
Well, 6 attackers. Let's see if the Blues can at least get one.
But now it looks like the Hawks actually have a first line that's competent to compete against every team.
Yeah, but
With
I didn't
Tyler
like how
Bertuzzi.
it started last year. I wasn't a fan of how it started last year.
I like Tyler Bertuzzi on Bedard's left wing and Nazar on his right wing. It works perfectly. Last 2 games now, they've generated 24 shots alone as a line. And that was 2 games ago. Like the game against Nashville, that was the first time they put that line, put all 3 of them together on the same line. And tonight it continued the same type of magic they were doing against Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I got to go eat. I'm going to call it. There's only 23 seconds left. They're doing a timeout.
Guys, if they score 2 in that 23 seconds,
Yeah.
I will laugh so hard.
If they score 2 in 23 seconds, I will never do a show again.
You know what? Guy, you're on. The thing is, Guy, we can't have that happen. So we're going to have to do some other bet. But, yeah, I think if 2 goals happen in the next 23 seconds.
Okay, guys. I'll talk to
Guy
you later.
has to
Thanks,
wear a
everyone.
Blackhawks jersey in the next week.
Not happening. Okay, thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time. I'll see you Monday. I'll do Monday's game. Bye, guys.